When the PlayStation 3 was first announced at E3 2005, fans were surprised to say the least. Not only did the console have two HDMI ports, but the controller was a Boomerang. Sony has since gone on record to say that this was just a concept and it was never something that would ship with the console. Yeah, right. But in the meantime, developers did need to make games using something, so they had to include some sort of controller, and this controller is the one that they included. The controller is quite a bit larger than the 6-axis controller that we first got. Not only is the controller larger above the Sony logo, but on the back there's also a hump, housing some new hardware that hadn't been seen before. Instead of the PlayStation button, the analog toggle from the DualShock 2 was still on this controller. When we spin the controller around, you can see that the triggers from the PS3 controller have not yet been implemented, instead having, again, PS2 style buttons. The overall shape, though, is still pretty much just the DualShock 2, DualShock 3 shape. Unlike the 6-axis controller that was released, this one's a bit heavier, but it still lacks the rumble that the DualShock 3 gained later on in the PS3's lifetime. As I sloppily take this controller apart, we can see the insides of this prototype controller. You can see that there are two USB ports, one of which was hiding underneath some electrical tape. I believe that this was used to update the controller's firmware, although I have not been able to find the documentation to support that quite yet. If there's one thing that can be learned from this video, it's that I still need to find a better cleaning cloth that does not leave fibers behind. I hope you've enjoyed this look at a PS3 prototype controller. This is one of the first ones that were released to developers. There are later reference tool models that included the PlayStation button, including ones that lit up. This does show, though, that the rumble feature was not intended for the first PS3 release, despite what some people may have thought. Thank you to all the new subscribers to the channel. It seems that you liked that Ghost Recon video that was briefly pulled down. If you'd like to see more videos like this, more like the Ghost Recon video, and more prototypes, do continue to check out the channel. Next month's big unreleased game feature should be Bonk, Brink of Extinction, the Xbox 360 build, hopefully with some developer insight along the way. If you want early access to that video, check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/p2ponline. Until next time, thanks for watching.
Yeah. It's a good thing you bashed his skull on this.